Welcome or welcome back to White Gaming for some more Palworld. Today we're going to be checking out the latest update, which has just gone out a few hours before this video goes live, and they are working on fixing as many bugs as they possibly can. The team did say with their ever-growing player count, they've had over 50,000 separate reports come in of various bugs, glitches and issues with the game, which they are shifting through as fast as they can. You do have to remember that they are only a small indie team. They're not a big development studio with hundreds of people working on fixing these bugs. But they are doing the best they can, and I think they've done pretty damn good so far, with over 7 million people have purchased the game now, and that concurrent player count sitting at over 2 million. These guys are absolutely smashing it out, and hopefully it continues to do that, because it is a great game and it is loads of fun. But today's update is for Steam version 0.1.3.0, and for Xbox it is 0.1, and 1. So the Steam version 1.3.0 has already been released, and the Xbox version will be released as soon as it is ready. The Xbox version is always going to be a little bit behind the PC version, but hopefully they get it out as quick as possible. Now, the changes are for the main bug fixes. They've fixed the loading screen issue where the loading screen would not end when logging into a world, and fixed a bug where the world date was not displayed correctly and appeared to reset. Corrected various incorrect text, and countermeasures against various cheats and exploits. So it does seem like there's been a fair few cheats and exploits going around, and there are a few finicky and fun little bugs that people have been enjoying, such as the sort of POW sphere trick shot, which some of those are actually quite cool. I definitely recommend looking at a few. As well as that, there's been an interesting development from Pokémon, which is relatively strange, but we'll go over that in just a second. So there is currently a major bug that the team have addressed on their Twitter, and that is infinite loading when connecting to official servers. Following a recent patch, numerous logins are concurrently underway, leading to congested access. We are sorry for the inconvenience, but please wait a moment before trying to connect to the servers. Single-player and co-op private servers should be relatively unaffected by this. We apologise for any inconvenience. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. So it seems like every update that they are putting out, more and more people are jumping back into the game. So they could definitely take PUBG's top spot, which would be quite cool. And there's also been some news with Pokémon. It seems like there's been a lot of plagiarism allegations thrown at the team, and a lot of people are relatively annoyed with the fact that supposedly the developers have a very great love of AI and have used it in previous titles. Now, well, when it comes to AI, that is a whole different subject, but Pokémon are looking into these allegations and put out this statement earlier today. We've received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in January of 2024. We have not granted any permission for the use of Pokémon intellectual property or assets in that game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on our IP rights related to Pokémon. We will continue to cherish and nurture each and every Pokémon and its world, and work to bring the world together through Pokémon in the future, the Pokémon Company. But we've also seen various people show images of Pokemon games compared to Palworld. And yes, the overall gist is pretty much exactly the same. You go out, you catch pets. I mean, in Pokemon, you might not be able to mutilate them and eat them, but, well, I don't know, there might be some dark Pokemon out there somewhere. Not 100% sure. But this seems to be a trend on Twitter that people are accusing the guys of plagiarism, and then a few other people will come out a few hours later on showing evidence that it's not plagiarism. So it's all a bit of a hit and miss at the moment, but it seems like people are enjoying it regardless. And if it is a Pokemon ripoff in a nutshell, then why hasn't Pokemon got the same numbers, and why aren't they producing games like this? Like, I've seen images and screenshots of the Pokemon games compared to this game, and yes, the creatures do look the same. As you can see here by this photo, these graphics comparisons between Pokemon from 99 to 22 shows how lazy Game Freak is as a developer. There's really no excuse. Pokemon games haven't been good in a long time. It's no wonder why so many people are hopping on the Palworld bandwagon, which is true. When you compare these images to, obviously, Palworld, there's no contest whatsoever there. But what do you think? Is it a cheap Pokemon ripoff? Or is it a good game in its own right? Yes, the concept is very, very similar, but a small indie team put this together when a studio with millions, probably billions of dollars hasn't put something like this together. It just shows that maybe those developers are lazy and they have a name and an IP that is working for them and making money regardless, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But when it comes to the actual AI aspect of this, I don't really have any feelings regarding it, if I'm completely honest, because as a player, I understand people just want a good game to play, regardless of where it come from or how it's made. If it works, it's fun, and it's enjoyable, then people are just going to play it. They're not going to be bothered about that. You buy tops, you buy clothes that are probably assembled in a sweatshop. So when it comes to a game being made by a computer, then there are humans involved, and there is obviously the argument that it is taking money away from editors and artists that could have made the artwork for the game, and then they would have earned themselves some money as well. But if they can make the game using AI, it keeps their costs down, which, I mean, it's shown that their costs don't really matter. They've definitely made millions and millions of dollars from this game. So they've made a pretty penny and definitely could have afforded to pay some artists. And that may be something that they do in the future. I mean, I would pay for editors if I had the money, but I don't. So I'm not going to. I'll make do with what I've got. No, I don't use AI. I do it myself. So I can see both sides of the argument there. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. For now, though, we're going to wrap that one up there. I've been Wad. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.